Hi, this is Ms. Claywell. This is the application of systems for Algebra 2 Semester 1, Skill 4. So our first problem, or our first steps to do this is we want to define the variables. And to this you want to write the equations / systems. So after you define the variable, you then want to write your equations. We then want to solve the systems, which is what we've been working on the last few days, and then you want to state your solutions in a sentence. So last season, 2 running backs in the Steelers first ball team rushed for a combined total of 1,550 yards. One rushed 4 times as many as the other. How many yards were rushed? So X is going to be like running back 1. Y is going to be running back 2. And this is like yards rushed. Gonna be honest, I don't know what yards rushed means. Hopefully the football people understand. So we know there's a total of this many yards. And we know that 1 is 4 times as many as the other. So I'm going to put my X, where there's an X, I'm going to put my 4Y. I'm going to use substitution, and this is already set up for that because I already have it available by itself. I'm running out of space here. Sorry, this is a little awkward. So the first person did 310 yards, but I still need to find my second person. So 1 rushed 1,240 yards. The other 310 yards. So we can read what's on the bottom. The setup method determines which solution to follow. Since the X variable is already isolated, it's the easiest to choose substitution. It does not matter which method you wanted to use, though. Okay, I would like you guys to pause the video, do a you do. So I want you guys to try this one. Okay, if you've finished it, I'm now going to go through it. So X equals first part of the book. We know together that there's this many pages, 1,382. And we know that the second part has 64 more pages in the first part. The way this is set up, substitution makes sense. So I'm going to go back to my original equation, and wherever I see an x, I'm going to put, or a y, I'm going to put my x plus 64. So the first part of the book has 659 pages. Then I need to plug that in. For my x value is 659. And that would be plus 64. So it wants a sentence. Okay. So now I have a mixture type situation. Dennis is mixing is mowing his neighbor's lawn for handfuls of dimes and nickels. He has 80 coins total, and he wants to know how he got to 610. 660 is really cheap to do someone's yard. So we can use D for number of dimes, or you can use X and Y. N is number of nickels. So we have dimes plus nickels equals 80. A dime is worth, we can think of it a couple ways. A dime is worth 10 cents, a nickel is worth 5 cents. And that'll get us 660. We can use elimination or substitution. I'm going to do substitution. I'm going to multiply everything by here by negative 0.1, and that makes this become and then we can add down. So now I have 0 dimes. And then I made a mistake. This should be negative amount of dime or nickels. So if you did this another method, so I have 28 nickels. Dime plus nickels equals 80. I know I have 28 nickels. So my dimes equals 52. So 52, or he got 52 dimes. and 28 nickels. And he was underpaid. I recommend you guys doing this one on your own, so go ahead and pause your screen, do this one on your own. On Monday, Joe bought 10 cups of coffee and 5 donuts. That's how much it cost him. On Tuesday, he bought 5 cups of coffee and 10 donuts, and that's how much it cost him. So we're going to do price. C is price of coffee. D equals price of donuts. 10 coffee plus 5 donuts equals $16.50. 5 coffees plus 10 donuts equals $14.25. I'm going to use elimination. It doesn't matter which one you multiply. I'm going to multiply this one by -2. I'm going to choose to get rid of my D, and I'm going to keep this one the same. Forgot to change my color back. So your coffee cost $1.25. And if you read the question, it only asks for cups of coffee. So that's another reason why it made sense to eliminate donuts. So coffee. I'm going to try to draw a coffee cup, you guys. There's my coffee cup. Okay, we're going to do a few geometry problems. 2 angles are supplementary. So we need to remember that supplementary means adds to 180. The larger angle is 48 degrees more than 10 times the smaller angle. So we're just going to do X is angle 1, Y is angle 2. We know that X plus Y equals 40 or 180. 48 plus X equals 10Y. I misinterpreted that. 48 more than 10 times. So because of this setup, I'm going to use substitution. So I know that I can replace my X with 48 plus 10Y. And then now I'm just doing what I need to do to solve for Y. So my first angle is 12 degrees. And I know that 48 plus 10Y equals X. And I know that my Y is 12. So larger angle is 168 degrees, smaller is 12 degrees. So go ahead and try this one. I'm going to give you guys a hint that complementary means adds to 90. So we have two angles again. Go ahead and pause this and work on that. So I know them added equals 90. Twice the measure of the larger minus 3. Because of the setup, I'm going to use substitution again. I made a mistake. I had the same variables there. I'm going to do 2y minus 3 equals x. It doesn't matter which one you do as long as you're just consistent. So my first angle is 31. So we have one angle is 59 degrees. The other is 31 degrees. This is the last one. The perimeter of a rectangle is 62 feet. The length is 1 foot more than twice the width. So I was going to equal my length. I was going to get my width. I know that if I think of a garden, if it's helpful for you to draw a picture, you have length, length, width, width, or you can do it the other way. The length is 1 foot more than twice the width. So 2 widths plus 2 lengths equals 62. And then I wrote it above, but I should rewrite it. Length equals 2 width plus 1. So it makes sense to use substitution. So my width is 10. And if my width is 10, then I can substitute that in for my length. So I want to put units to it. So width is 10 feet. Length is 21 feet. Come to class if you have any questions. Or let's subscribe.